This is day 116 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Today's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is dedicated in the honor and in the schus of Yehudis Bas Sarah Liba. If you would like to sponsor an upcoming shir of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi or more, be very much appreciated. Please contact me directly. Today we're up to Siman Ein Vav CQ tests, and we're dealing with Tzoa. Almost finished. If you know that there's excrement in the house, you don't know if it's human or canine excrement. Some people say that in the house it's mutter because assumption is it's that it's canine, I guess. And in the on the dump it's forbidden. Some say we go after what's prevalent. We go after what's prevalent, whether it leads us to a kula or a chumrah. When you have more children around than dogs, also in the house it's also. And when the dogs are more prevalent, it's also mutter on the dump. The Shura says that specifically if you check the dump and you didn't find any other excrement besides this. If not, and we say, oh, it's an ashba stam, we assume that there's not an ashba in the house, an ashba kotzer, when we assume that there's excrement. And that's similar to what the Pri Chodesh says, that there's ashba that we're machmin ashba no matter what. So too when you know that there is excrement in the house, it's forbidden no matter what. The makom shulchos of tzoa, a place where there's assumed to be tzoa, vada asli kros ad sheyiva da bebirur shem shel klavim, you're not allowed to eat until you know for sure that it belongs to dogs and not to human beings. Chen yesh laros, and this is the halacha l'maisa. The Mishnah Berurah though writes that the Quran says the pasuk Avram, they go after what is prevalent. Okay, I don't think there's such a problem nowadays. Obviously find later on that it was human excrement. You have to go back and read Shema again. Chaf. Meraglaim ain't okay. Urine is not like that. I feel makom sheish stop meraglaim. Even place where you're not sure if there's urine there. I feel bashpa, even if it's on the dump. Mutar, it's permissible. Vatam, the reason is the Mina Torah ain't also connected mashtin. It's only forbidden to read Shema opposite the person who is urinating. When he's urinating in a normal way. But once the urine has fallen on the ground, mutar min ha-Torah. It'll be misal midoraisa to read Shema there. But time is purpose ayin zayin. In a few moments we shall see why. For rak mirabbanan also, it's only for us mirabbanan. With fake and low gozer and rabbanon, we're not grazer and a suffix. Therefore, if you find you're in a place where you should have been concerned about ahead of time, it's also close to spell. You don't have to go back and reach man nor daven. And Magen Avraham says that if a person is not urinating normally, but it's dripping out, so then that is midaraisa permissible to reach ma. Presumably the person not dripping out, but the person who is in the presence of the person dripping out. The Mishnah Berurah says that some people are unsure about that. Just like it seems to Arukh HaShulchan, that just like it's forbidden to read Shema and daven opposite urine, also applies to any disgusting thing. Like vomit, or or much mucus from the nose, and other types of mucus and phlegm which comes from disgusting saliva. The logria miraglaim, it's no worse than urine. I guess no better than urine, perhaps the right way to put it. You should prepare properly towards the Kodesh Baruch Hu when you come to daven, etc. And that is not, being in the location is not a proper preparation. Some people are lenient in these matters, and Shulchan rejects that. However, Chedush Gerega brings down the name of the zero shimshon. That it says in Mishnah Berurah, that you don't have to distance yourself from vomit, even if it is repugnant. Okay? So we have a bit of machlokas here. If it's a shas atchak, I guess you can learn Mishnah Berurah. And the name of Rekiva Geger, the name of Nizir Shimshon. Says the Rosh, if you read opposite a dump and you went away, did not check it, even though it was forbidden to which you did, nevertheless, across, you don't have to go back and read again, unless you know for sure that there was excrement there. Yesh Shalokas, he brings down here, the Bir Halacha, which I believe is like the 16th time, if I recall correctly, he brings down Mishnah Berurah. Yesh Shalokas Akin Ein Bir Halacha. Those who say not that way, see the Bir Halacha, and this is what I wrote, seems to me to be correct. Evidently, if Bir Halacha is referring to, I'm assuming, is one which says that the vomit is not a problem, but it could be Bir Halacha says, I didn't look it up right now, obviously, that it's talking about an ashpa where you were not sure where there was soa. Ein Zayin, Dine Mei Raglayim, Vod Dal Tzifin. As we mentioned, opposite urine be the rest, there is no problem of saying Shema, davening, and making brachos. Okay, but only opposite somebody's urinating with shosh and machine when he is urinating, which was like we were said a few minutes ago. Chazal dikula mikroi, Chazal infers in the passage where it says you should have a place designated outside the camp, and you should go out there. Doesn't say you should cover that which comes out of you. When he says you should have a peg to cover excrement, but not to cover what comes out. Okay, so the Gemara says, kan l'ktanim and kan kisui. The urine does not require covering. The excrement does require covering. They also urine even if it's on the ground. When there is enough moisture, that where you put your hand there, it would become moist. In other words, you put something down on the urine, it will get so moist. Not just that your hand will get moist, but then your hand will be able to moisten something else. So tofeach al minas lehapiach, that it's enough moist enough that it can cause moisten something else, which will moisten then a third thing. Okay, base cliche yeshma meraglayim osli cross makanegza. If you have a vessel which has urine, you can't reach my opposite. And can you take mine back unless you put water in it to dilute urine. It doesn't matter if the water came there before the urine or half of the opposite. We don't say that whatever falls second is batel in whatever is there first. The Mishnah Berurah writes that some people say when you put water on the meirag line, yeah, in other words, the urine is already there. So they have to put enough there that in that place that you have to put enough place in one burst that you it won't be batel. So the Sharat Sion brings that there are those who argue on this, and he says therefore it's tzarich ilim l'maaseh b'di'evet, but the Arukh HaShulchan is obviously mekel. So one can learn the Arukh HaShulchan. Uvad shlo te'achlim b'gak to Arukh HaShulchan. Uvad shlo te'achlim yuchel meraglayim, as long as the vessel is not designated for urine, which makes it particularly repugnant. The avich mecheres ham yuchel meraglayim, a pottery ware which is designated for urine. Dino kameraglayim atzman, the pot itself is like urine. For us, because you can't reach ma and daven opposite. He's bar pesim peizayin, so we explain much later on. Pashu the marish ain't sirocha meraglayim. Of course, it's talking about where there's no smell, no odor from the meraglayim. The yesh sirocha, if there's an odor from the meraglayim, from the urine, also b'chon urine option also my tochel, it's for urine to reach ma there, even if you put water in it. What is this? Gimel. Kamashir Mayim. How much is the water which is not batel, which we should refer to for? V'is lepam echas shel meiraglayim, for one gush of urination. I don't know how to put this. It's a revius, which according to Chaim is 3.3 ounces, according to Chazanish 4.1 ounces. U'lishnei pamim, for two bursts of urine, shtei revios, two revius. Chein olam, and so on and so forth. It doesn't matter if there was a lot of urine from each urination or a little bit of urine from each urination. Some say that when there's less than a revius of meiraglayim, of urine, ain't so revius mayim, el we don't need a revius of water, only a majority of water. That's what Chacham Tzvi. Some say the gam rov labayit. Some say even a majority is not necessary. El kashir meiraglayim, precisely as much as the urine that suffices. That's the shilti bar. And Arukh HaShulchan says, sound policy. This is Rabban. You can be lenient. The Mishnah Berurah brings down the Chacham Tzvi that meiraglayim is less and revius it's enough with the majority of water, and he writes that most of the Chorim that is the consensus of the Chorim. But the Bir Halacha writes that according to the first opinion, if you put a little bit in one place and a little bit in a little more in another place, that's enough. In that case, you only need precise measure, 50-50 water, 50-50 urine. So it sounds like, according to the second opinion, it's always enough with, according to this opinion, I'm sorry, it says according to the first opinion, which holds you need a majority of water, it's enough that you have, if you do two places, so then it's enough if it's 50-50. The Chacham Tzvi is saying that as long as the meiraglayim is less than revius, a rov is enough, and that most according to Magid, this it says that even according to those who say that you need a revius in order to cancel even less than revius, if you put a little bit opposite here, a little bit opposite there, so then that's you don't need a full revius, only 50-50. And according to the second opinion, then according to Chacham Tzvi, would mean that it's always enough to have precisely enough, and that is what the Eliyahu Rabbah writes. So it's kind of reminiscent to the machlekes of I make kipparutz, I make merubel aparutz, what suffices. Okay, these are very rare instances nowadays since we have indoor plumbing, but perhaps someday it comes up for somebody somewhere. Back to the Arukh HaShulchan. Via meiraglayim ba'aretz, if the urine is on the ground, yishpach kol shetach mayim, you should spill water on the entire surface, the makom sheish tofech lakpech, where there's enough moisture that it could make something else moist. So it can't be revius, and also you need a revius as well to scatter all around the water, and it has to be revius. Dalit. Fidasha Rash, because of the revius mind, die, I feel come upon because of revius of water, even for several times. I'm not sure exactly what it means. Yeshmeh, but some people say the Gambler, so Rambam ain't so called Pam revius. Only for each urination. I guess before he said you need a revius for each urination, Rambam says, no, you don't need each time. Only can he tell Mayim la meiraglayim, but Chagishtin opam. It's only if you already put a revius in the urine, and then you urinate it again, that you need a revius to the second urine. Avuk Shadain, let us somebody we didn't put water yet. I feel it come upon me if you urinated several times, die revius achatz with one revius. And here he brings down the 17th time, as again, more or less. The Mishnah Berurah, and the Gra agreed to the Das Harashba that the revius mind can suffice, as the Rambam also seems to say, for several times, at least as long as they're, according to Rambam, as long as it's at the end, according to Rashba, perhaps even in the middle. But anyway, he says, so you can lie on this and when it's a Shas Adchak. Ein Ches. Somebody has to urinate and he's reading Shema. Aleph, Korsin bebrachos, Darabana. Haya omei batfila, if you're in the middle of davening, Mayim shosim abircha, and water is gushing on your knees. Klomar, meaning shemashkin, you find yourself urinating. Posek, you stop at shichlu amayim until the water stops. Then you go back and daven again. And if it didn't wait long, if it didn't take so long, then you're going to complete the entire tefillah. Go back to the place where you were interrupted. If you interrupted enough to finish the entirety, go back to the beginning. We already explained. Only by tefillah do you have to go back to the beginning. But by Shema, even if you waited so long that you could finish all of it, you don't go back to the beginning. There's no distinction between tefillah and shema. If the interruption was essential, you had no choice. You couldn't reach it at a time. You also go back to the meaning of shema. It says Pasuk's Karifa Rambam. The Vatur Ramah Posku Kat Taisis Varosh. Ayin Sham, we had a machlekes, which way to basket. Base, Lachain Kosa Vatur, therefore the Tur writes, Chaya Kori Biskil Meir Glaim Shah, Maglov Shes Mabircha. If you're reading Shema and your urine started spilling down on your knees, Posek Achich mind be stop until the water stops. But Im Shok the Gemara Kula, and if you finish, if you delayed enough, finish the entire thing, Chazal Rosh, go back to the beginning. And if not, if you have Chazal, Makosh Pasuk, go back to the place for interrupted. Akam Arabena Beis Yosef Kasab, but Beis Yosef writes that if you Shok the Gemara's Kula, even if you delayed enough that you could finish the entire thing, and Tzorich Lachzor Rosh Makosh Pasuk, go back to the place where interrupted. Akam Lishono. Rabbeinu Ramah Kasab Ramah writes, if you delayed enough to finish the entire thing, you go back to the beginning of the car, and that is the primary psak. This is Ramah still speaking. It goes according to the person and his speed of reading. The urine, when it fell for him, if you're going pantless, the Nafla Aretz, and they fell on the ground. Marking Bem Arba Amos, you go 4 Amos away. Oh, Yetz go to another room. Bem B'Kriyah Shema, Bem Tefillah, where it's for Shema or for Shema Nesri. You're normally not supposed to go from place to place in the davening. Become nevertheless become no, we have no choice, right? Even though it's not possible to conceive that his knees didn't get somewhat wet. Become they're not concerned even if his knees are still slightly wet. It does not impede his Shema. If the place is soft dirt, they can absorb the urine quickly, so there won't be any moisture that could be used to moisten something else. We can wait there until it gets absorbed into the ground. We're not concerned. Maybe you're going to wait. By the time you finish waiting, it's going to be enough time to finish all of it. You'll have to go back to the beginning of the rush. The Mabakach, what the mitzvah is made. Okay, maybe we'll have to go back to the beginning. So what? Doesn't make a difference. But therefore by davening, so he's not supposed to daven twice. You should not wait till it gets absorbed. The Shem Yishar Bay, maybe it's going to take a long time. You have to go back to the beginning. If you can come out with brachos, which otherwise, which are necessary, which could have been superfluous. Mishmur writes, if you're real davening and you waited enough time to you lay enough time to finish everything, in this case it's possible it doesn't have to go back to the beginning. Okay, back to the Arukh HaShulchan. Therefore by tefillah, go 4 amos away immediately and start davening. And even by Shema, it's best to do this as well. Moshe brought difference this week. He says he brings on the name of Avram that you can wait. And the Arukh HaShulchan rejects Magen Avraham, which we shall see presently. Kosh came Omei B'Bracha Birchos Kriya Shema, certainly even middle, but Birchos Kriya Shema Davi Kamot Tefillah, which has the status of davening Chiyuv Lachik Arba Amos. This is 4 Amos. Olelech Lecheder Acher, go to another room. I'm Magen Avraham here in brackets. He says I'm Magen Avraham Sif Kotlin base. Cites the Magen Avraham Advarim Chukim. And he says that it's dachuk to say like the Magen Avraham. Yes, to talk on Kriya Shema L'Archik. It's best also by Shmat to distance oneself the duk. I understand as well. That's only where the urine did not fall on his garments. They fall on his garments, like his undershirt, and his underpants. And they're moist enough to make other things moist. Hadin Kenu. This is the story. If you cover your undershirt or underpants with clean garments, such as the shirt or the trousers are clean, clean for urine, you can read because it's covered up. We learned even by excrement on your garments. We learned that if it's covered, it's not a problem. Hey, certainly by urine, that's the case. Not covered, since you're not wearing an overshirt, or that the shirt also got moist by the urine. So you have to take off your clothes. That's by Shema, but Tefillah if Shavsi Kokach, where it's you're not supposed to interrupt that long, that you're going to have to, they're going to be able to take time or take it close. Yochel Yispak Moshu, Av Shemegulim. You can down the way even though the urine is revealed. Because Midorais it's okay. The prohibition is the Rabbanon. We feel like and feel that you go on since there is no other possibility. Hey, somebody who has a disease, so that he frequently has urine coming out inadvertently. He can't and so he might not be able to down forever. Because Rabbeinu B'tshuva writes in the Tshuva, Simin Tzadiches, Sheish La'atir La'asoslo Beged Tzliva. One can permit him to put a garment around his genitals, so that will allow his outer garments to remain clean. Then he can go to shul and daven. Shas HaTafa, at the time it's dripping, Yavsik, he should stop and then daven afterwards. And can start davening when it's not dripping. Even though you're going to know you have to interrupt afterwards, since you have no other way of davening, ayin sham. Okay, that is it for today. I think, yes.